Shit.
انت شو انا لايف صح؟
Yeah.
يوتيوب.
Yeah. Start. 3, 2, 1. This toys is graduation for the commencement of MBC Edits.
Please stand for the entering graduates, and please stay standing for the Saudi Arabia, United States of America national anthems. And that really, the SUNY system changed my life. So when I think about SUNY Cortland, I don't think about rankings or programs. I think about the professors that challenged me. I think about the friendships. I think about the classroom, but more the times on the football field and the time I spent in the band room, playing French horn, in the wind ensemble. All of those experiences broadened my understanding of the world and helped shape the educator and leader I would eventually become. The degrees were the best of what education is. I think it offers access, opportunity, and growth. And while I'm proud of SUNY Connections, tonight is not about SUNY. This afternoon is about you. And I also thinking about what a graduate degree in education means in 2025 or 2026. I find myself reflecting on a question that's become increasingly important to me. I've said it. I think I've said it to some people in the audience. What is the purpose of education? What is the purpose of what we do? It's a question I've asked in every interview I've conducted this year with the recruits and the potential recruits coming to AISJ, and not because there's one single right answer, but because how we answer the question shapes everything else we do. It shapes how we design learning, it shapes how we build relationships, it shapes how we define success, and that may be the defining conversation of our profession that shapes our vision for the future of schooling. And certainly, everyone knows, artificial intelligence is changing education, but I don't think the change in education is technological, it's philosophical. All around the world, and I've seen the growth of micro schools and outdoor and experiential learning, competency-based education, flexible pathways, learning experiences that extend beyond traditional classrooms. And we're seeing a growing recognition that learning can happen anywhere at any time. And these developments are exciting because they force us to ask questions. If learning can happen anywhere at any time, what makes schools essential? And if information is available instantly, what knowledge and skills matter? And how do we embrace innovation? How do we prepare young people, not simply for careers, but for meaningful lives? And I think what you're doing here today with a graduate degree is not simply evidence of what you do know today. It's evidence that you're willing and you're prepared to continue learning for tomorrow. And that's very important. How are you going to face these challenges? And I believe the educators who will have the greatest impact in the years ahead will be those who remain curious, who continually ask thoughtful questions, who never stop learning themselves. And that's the true value of lifelong learning, and that's what you exemplify, and I congratulate you for that. And I see it in this cohort, because I've spoken to many of you and about that. So for me, this cohort is establishing a legacy here at AISJ, the first graduating class of the SUNY graduate program. Education will continue to evolve, new technologies will emerge, new models of learning will develop, but the need for thoughtful, compassionate, adaptable educators will remain constant. So congratulations on all that you've accomplished and on what lies ahead for all of you. Thank you.
So it is also a pleasure to introduce our next surprise guest speaker, Britta McCarthy. For those of you who don't know, she was our previous director of learning, a close colleague, and the single greatest impactful person to actually bring this program to the school. And so she, I think, put together a special message. Yes?
Puma, Katie, Logan, Tamra, Robbie Lee, Jocelyn, Sam, Corey, and Susie. As a SUNY alumni from the class of 2017 International Cohort of Medellin, Colombia, and someone with an abundance of beautiful memories from my time in Jeddah, it is a great honor today to address you not only as friends, but as graduates of the master's degree program with Master's of Science in Multidisciplinary Studies in Education. Okay, the first most important thing I need to tell you that I didn't know when I graduated is that your mascot is not a buffalo. Do you know what it is? It's a Bengal. So in case you didn't know, now you know. I thought that I was a buffalo for many years. Turns out I'm a Bengal. So now you know. All jokes aside, what I can tell you is to be really excited for the ways that this process of becoming a graduate will continue to transform you. It's going to keep changing the path ahead for you and be something that you can carry with you for a long time. Although, check mark, the degree is finished, the learning is never over. And you'll be surprised by all of the ways that you continue to transform as a person as a result of what you started in the master's degree. The students in your classrooms, or don't think I've forgotten, the scholars in your classrooms, your role, your countries, or your schools may change, but your toolbox for how you think about the world and how you help others transform the world will continue to grow and be bigger as a result of the master's program. The good news about this toolbox is you don't have to pay any international baggage fees to take it around the world if that's where you're headed. You've been trained as leaders and creative thinkers in a world that requires a lot of courage just to live day to day with hope, let alone teach younger generations to do that. As educators in an international school, you really are architects of a larger global community. Your impact is huge every day. I leave you with this quote because it's a graduation speech, so I have to leave you with an inspirational quote. So from the master, Paulo Freire, knowledge emerges only through invention and reinvention, through the restless, impatient, continuing, hopeful inquiry that humans pursue in the world and with each other. Stay courageous, stay hopeful, and never stop inquiring. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Britta. We miss you. Now that I'm starting to make this connection, I'm starting to learn things about all of us. I think I should also share I am a SUNY alumni, so I also earned a master's. So we have this new, interesting, tight network that is emerging. We're taking over the world. Okay, so it is now my pleasure to introduce our student guest speaker, Tamara Brooks. And I don't say this lightly. Tamara is deeply passionate, and she has exceptional intellect, powerful writing, and a formidable voice, especially if you're challenging or arguing with her. But all of these characteristics have actually really earned the respect and inspired us in this cohort. And so she brings both conviction and compassion to work. I can guarantee that. And today she speaks not only as a graduate, but a scholar, colleague, and friend. Thank you for joining us in this remarkable journey. It's a pleasure to introduce you as the guest speaker.
Does this move? I mean, first, I would like to thank ChatGPT for helping me with this speech, and all the CO2 I released and the water reserves I dried up while asking Gemini for revision help. I'm just kidding. These words are mine, as are the mistakes and the offenses. I'm proud to own them all. First, Britta, I don't know if you're watching. I love you, miss you. Thank you so much for bringing this to the school and for us. I know it's a tremendous amount of work to start this kind of program. Thank you. Dennis, thank you for leading us in our first class and through all the hills and valleys in between. Robbie Lee, thank you for coordinating this graduation ceremony and celebration and taking care of us. Professors who are here or may hear about our ceremony, thank you for sharing your time and your knowledge with us. Classmates, thank you for the support and encouragement and food and Starbucks and late night group chat giggles and grapes over the past 2 years. It's been money well spent. Wait a second. We didn't spend any money. Thank you, AISJ, for this degree. Okay, so I read most college commencement addresses last 10 to 15 minutes, so buckle up, buttercups. If these are the last words I ever get to speak to you, I'm going to make them long, and I'm going to make them count. Whew. Nothing like racing through a degree program while also working 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day, while leading other teachers, often without central or southern or diagonal direction, while straddling middle school and high school teaching jobs, whether they are new or not, while coaching a sport and trying to build a program and a legacy, while sashaying 2 teenagers into high school and then moving a beloved child to a different country in the middle of the year, while caring for a family and dealing with loss far from here, while making babies, and all the other living we do in between. But we did it, often feeling alone and confused, but more often than not finding strength in each other and our struggles together. We have another diploma to hang on the wall, another line on the resume, another couple brain cells in our brains, and maybe a little more money in our pockets. I thought about beginning this commencement speech address and challenge the same way the 2026 Harvard commencement speech speaker Ronnie Chen began his. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Have you seen that video? Yeah, then I wasn't sure who else would be in the audience, so I thought we could just whisper it. It's only 3 letters. One is F, one is A, and one is I. I'll say F and you say the other 2. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. But if you want to say it 10 times to yourself, that's good. Then we will have fulfilled one part of my graduation speech that I wanted to talk about. Over the past 2 years, we've learned about creativity, creative problem solving, leadership, community building, the brain, action research, but more importantly, we've learned about ourselves. Through our classes and interactions, WhatsApp messages and freakouts, we learned about each other, our instructors, our community, and the broader picture of education and leadership. And quite frankly, some of it left a bad taste in our mouths. It had us questioning our purpose, our continued work in this field, and sometimes our overall disappointment and, dare I say, humanity at large. What are we doing here in these classrooms? When leadership is failing us in pursuit of their own egos and agendas, school communities seem to be working against us, our colleagues are capitulating to mediocrity, and on our worst days, our inner selves, that steadfast teacher heart, is aching just to call it a day. Abandon the cause and the children, go work in consultancy out of self-preservation, and well, more cash. But in the words of Dr. Seuss, no, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying and self-doubt. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. And it is on this note that I want you to find those bright places, my friends. And if you can't find them, then I challenge you, class of 2026, to go build them yourselves. It's time to set a new long-term goal, or perhaps resurrect one from the dead. No, we're not going to reflect on our why, even though it's a good reflection. Take time. I just want you to think back to who you were, your first-year teacher, or even farther back than that, when you made the decision to become a teacher. That giddiness surrounding the decision to dedicate your life to other people, young people, not saving them, but inspiring them to be bigger, better versions of themselves, a self they couldn't even fathom before walking in your classroom door. Do you remember envisioning your first classroom? The dream students who would thank you in their commencement speeches from an Ivy League school, send you a royalty check every now and then? The colleagues who would encourage you and laugh and hope with you, the administrators and teacher leaders who would always have your back, everyone working in tandem to stave off the hypocrisies, lying in wait to snatch your idealism away from you. Can you see that person? Do you remember those feelings? Hold on to that image for a moment. I feel like the past 2 years have been a roller coaster of feelings, but now that I'm at the end of it, and I hope you're having these feelings too, I'm invigorated with possibility. Sometimes in understanding what you want or how you want to be, you have to play in the land of not. This is not what I want. This is not how I will lead. This is not what I thought action. And I feel we did a lot of that. Yet in this divergence, I did learn what should be. In working with Dr. Sue especially, I believe we found ways to work ourselves into these new phases and spaces. These should phases of our work life and leadership roles. With Dennis, we challenged ourselves to dig into what education, school communities, our classrooms should look like. And then to trust that our ideas are worthy of big, bold moves, as long as we write it up in a white paper. And then with the action research paper from hell, we learned a whole lot from that ordeal. But most of it involves words and ideas and people we can talk about at the after party. People, we survived the roller coaster. But did that vision, the one I told you to hold on to, did it come out better or worse? Did it survive? So again, congratulations on this accomplishment. Whether it's your second or third degree, you should be proud of yourself for maintaining a passion and perseverance for attaining this long-term goal. Does that sound familiar? Bet you thought I forgot about grit. Never. I bought you all a grit bit for graduation. It's in the mail. You know I'm not going to leave this stage tonight without mentioning grit, which brings me to my second objective of the evening. To finish this degree, while also working full-time and managing our lives, it required a high dose of grit, wouldn't you say? Here's my final call to action for you when you leave this auditorium tonight. It's time to set that new long-term goal. So bring that vision of yourself, that new teacher, I will conquer all vision, back to the forefront of your mind. Do you have it? The idealist? The person who wanted to make a difference in the life of a young person? The person who sees possibilities when others only see doubt? Now it's time for current you and the future you have a little chit-chat. Here it is, the big finale, where grit brings it home. Do not give up the fight, and your emotions are spent. Though you may have lost a battle or two, your toil is not in vain. For we are creating people, my friends, living, breathing, feeling beings. We don't program tech. We don't manufacture products. We don't provide a service. We don't save lives. We don't harvest crops. We are in charge of growing humanity. And what a charge we have been tasked with. No one can escape our clutches, unless they're homeschooled, but we're not going to talk about those kids. Teachers breathe life into everyone, regardless of the hills and the mountains and parental bias we have to suffer to do so. Hear me when I say this. This challenge isn't one of martyrdom. I'm not asking you to die on some hill, i.e. school, unworthy of our time or energy. I just want you to remember our profession is the noblest of all. Our power is equal to none. Our effect lives long after our work is done. Therefore, we must not retreat. We must not surrender. We must push forward and continue the fight because the kids are counting on us, even if they won't realize or acknowledge our worth until long after we're gone. And of course, to do this, we need grit, the passion and perseverance for long-term goals. Grit and all the things I've learned about what it may or may not mean, and if you may or may not be born with it, tossing all of that aside, grit is the difference maker here. You have to look at failure, that of others, and of your own, and you have to say, not today. Pull yourself back in the classroom until you make the vision you had when you first walked into your classroom. Maybe that vision that you begin each year with, make it real. Know in your heart of hearts that our work is true to paraphrase Dylan Thomas to sum up my challenge to you, the class of 2026. Do not go gentle into that good night. Your passion and worth should burn and rage at close of day. Rage against hypocrisy and ineptitude, mediocrity and fatigue. Good people, trust your hearts, embrace the struggle, reach for each other. And engage your grit, slough away the doubt, see the good with blinding sight. Do not go gentle into that good night. Do not give up the fight. So let's put on our grit bits and go make a difference. Congratulations to you, the first class of SUNY graduates from AISJ. You have set the bar so high for those to come. May your future be bright and your gift to humanity linger long after your light goes out.
Thank you, Tamara. Mr. Ronaldo, Dr. Shelby, will you please join me for the hooding ceremony? I don't know. Sorry, we lost our program up here. We actually have a guest speaker, one more. It was a professor of creativity. She was actually scheduled to come in, be here and represent the university to confer the degrees. So I very much so apologize not only to you for that interruption, but also to Dr. Susan Keller-Mathers. So we have a video here, and she would like to address the graduates.
Welcome to the beautiful Buffalo State University campus. Part of the State University of New York, which is the largest public system in the nation. I'm so excited, and congratulations to all of the extraordinary Master of Science graduates. It's a joy to work with such fine educators. The World Economic Forum Future Job Report predicts that creativity, innovation, and ideation will be among the most critical skills for the workforce of the future. You are ready to educate for that future because you already embody what we want our students to become. You think creatively. You solve complex, ambiguous challenges. You model the very skills we hope to cultivate in the next generation. You have the right attitude to stay open to new ways of thinking. We can't solve tomorrow's problems with yesterday's solutions. You have the mindset for success in the future. You also have the tools to facilitate change, to sense gaps, to design solutions, and engage students in ways that are more exciting, more meaningful, and more effective. You have the tool set for success in the future. You have deepened your educational craft, developing the skills to adapt to changing situations and to ignite curiosity and a love of learning, both in yourself and in your students. You have the skill set for success in the future. Mindset, tool set, skill set. You have all three. I celebrate each of your successes today and thank you for taking your learning to the next level in service of educational excellence and in service of the students whose lives you will shape. Thank you.
So now the hooding ceremony.
Good evening, everyone. It's been my privilege to serve both as an educator and as a fellow traveler in the academic journey of many of the graduates we celebrate tonight. Over the course of this program, I've had the opportunity to witness their dedication, perseverance, grit, and growth firsthand. It's an honor to recognize each of their accomplishments. At this time, I'm pleased to present the graduates of the master's degree program. Huma Ali.
Alex Cat.
Catherine Austin.
Cat Toy has got her award for being at Toys MBC Edits since 2024. Got her an award.
Logan Austin.
Alex Toyabiti.
Tamra Brooks. Tamra Brooks.
Yellow Toy Bitty.
Robbie Lee.
And Green Toy Bitty has got her award for being at MBC Edits for about 2 years. Got his certificate.
Grace. Jocelyn Liu. Samantha Piddock. Corey Vesper. transfer.
Hey, Cat Alex. Stand up for our finder.
Congratulations, class of 2026. May the future be bold and bright and humanity better for all that you do. Please remain seated as the graduates recess from the venue. After the ceremony, we invite everyone to join us outside for photos and celebrations. Thank you.
Take those awards. Welcome, toys, to the last time in the second month of MBC Edits. So we begin on Sunday, inshallah, to the, what they call it, to the third month of MBC Edits annual presentation. Bukra, inshallah, is the shows. We present to you all only shows to talk about. No more graduation till next year for MBC Edits.